because you guys know I'm a serious germaphobe. That and I'm looking at, because apparently, so one of my cousins, her daughters, their university said, we're just for the rest of the spring, we're going to be doing online remote classes. And you have to let us know if you're coming back to your dorm and all this stuff. Like I mean, what? Anyway, so I had to go into a CVS yesterday, right? And I had to get a couple things. And I realized as I parked my car and I was getting out of my car that my germophobia kicked into a gear that has been unseen since the Ebola thing, when little Rachel over here was around the block from that one lady who like exploded outside. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Is that true?
I don't know. It's just terrifying disease.
Wow.
And I had to fly like the day after, and I legit rolled up to the airport with the mask on, and I didn't even have like, what is it, the N95 one with the Bane things on it. I got those now. And gloves and all that stuff, and people thought I was ridiculous, but I don't even care. So I'm sitting there in my car. I'm getting ready to get out at the CVS, right? And my germophobia kicks into gear. Like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. This is crazy. And I didn't have any like gloves or anything with me because I just hadn't been thinking about it, you know? I have like all the travel Purell that I use mad. So I don't know why I did this. I had 2 travel tissue packs. And I sat there in my car and made little mittens for my hands of these. And it required me basically pinching my fingers together to keep them on. And so I was like a seal or Zoidberg walking into CVS with my fin hands. And I needed to purchase items. And so I picked up a basket, and the poor college kid who was there at the checkout looked at me like I had 2 heads, and that's okay. And went in and I got my items and, was knocking them off on the shelf into my basket with my fin tissue hand. And it was so awkward. And then one of the things I have to always look at is the as seen on TV aisle, because that fascinates me. It's like going to the zoo. And so I had to walk over there with my fin hands. And then there was one thing that I wanted, and that it was on a hook.
It's not going to be good.
And so I'm using my tissue paper covered fin hands to try to knock this thing off the hook into my basket. And the whole time I was thinking, man, I was so good at operation as a kid. You know, that thing when you had to like really like have a steady hand, and I was so good at that. And I'm like, it's time, Dana. All those skills honed throughout your childhood are being tested now. It all led up to this moment when you have tissue hands and you're trying to get items at CVS. So as I turn after I successfully spent a minute doing that and got my item knocked into the bin. And then I passed Cadbury eggs, and I had to knock those with my tissue hands into the bin. And then I turned around to go the other way, and there was a woman. I don't know how long she had been standing there watching me. And so I tell you this just in the event I want to get ahead of any video that comes out. Because she had her phone in her hand and her basket, and she was looking at me like I was a Martian. Like, what is your damage? And I didn't know what else to do. So I was holding the basket, and I just waved at her with my toilet paper mitten. And then I went to check out. See, I'm not like freaking out. It was just some common sense, right? So much easier with gloves. Anyway, so I get to the checkout. And I'm like, well, let's see. How are we going to do this? And so they never give you enough room for your items at the self-checkout. It's like they discourage you from doing more items than like 3 at self-checkout. And the automated lady bot is very bossy. And so I put my basket with my tissue hands still. And I put my basket on the thing. And I am very carefully, like, the claw, getting my items out and scanning them. And I had to like expose part of my knuckle on my finger because it was a stupid touch screen. Tissue hands ain't gonna work on that. No, they're not. My nose is running. I'm laughing so hard. So, and again, I'm telling you this because the lady was there with her phone, and I don't know if she took any video, and I'm just getting ahead of it. So I'm like very carefully and deliberately like exposing a bit of knuckle to hit that touch screen and scanning my items. And I finally make it happen. And then at the very end, if you must know, one of them was a new lady razor. And then it didn't want to take it. It kept accusing me of not putting the item in the bag. And I'm like, great. And then it locked it, and it said a sales associate had to come and unlock it. And I'm like, I went to this stupid thing so I didn't look like a freak with my tissue hands, okay? And as I turned around to see if someone was coming, that woman was there, phone in hand. And I don't know, I'm positive she took a picture. I'm positive. She was like holding it like in the way that you would if you just took one and then put your hand down. And I'm just standing there. I don't know what else to do. And then the associate comes up, and God love him, it's that same teenager, and didn't say anything about my tissue hands. Was just like, acted like it was a regular everyday event at CVS. And I was able to use my Apple Pay so I didn't have to touch anything else. And then after I did that, and did because face recognition, hit the button, and then dropped it into my purse just haphazardly. And I was able to scoop up my bags and head out. And then getting into the car was interesting because it's the thing where you got to press that. Yeah, that was fun. Oh, yeah. So my long story short, just some common sense and gloves.